Right.
This is Rockin' with J-Man. It was Jeff Pilson. I have to let you know it's an honor having you on my show. Really, thank you for letting me
Oh,
be
well,
on my
thank you.
show.
It's good to be here.
So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Congratulations on your upcoming album, Phase 2.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So the End Machine is basically a supergroup up made of old friends.
It is.
Is it easier making music when everybody knows each other and the style they are used to? Is it easier?
Um, well, yeah, in some ways. I mean, it's probably more to do with musical chemistry, but yeah, it's nice when a certain degree of the initial walls come down from, when you first meet people. It is kind of nice that you know how people are and how they react, and so yeah, I'd say that helps.
I love your new single, Blood and Money. It's great. That hard rock actually sounds like hard rock again, you know? It sounds like rock getting back into it, you know?
Yeah, guitars, go figure.
I dug the video as well. I knew the second that money was dumped, those dudes were definitely gonna fight over it. That second it just dropped, I knew they were gonna fight.
Oh, the whole song's about greed, so there you go.
Yep, that's the whole song. Yeah. So, what is it like making music during the pandemic?
Well, it's been a salvation for one thing. It's been great to have my studio here that I get to experience these wonderful times with. Yeah, it basically, it's like I say, it's been something that's really kept me occupied while all this is going on. You know, I love making music in my studio anyway, so I've got to do it in pretty concentrated form, and it's been great.
How are you adapting to releasing music without being able to tour to back it up?
Well, I mean, I tour so much with Foreigner that it's it's been it's actually been a welcome break from the road right now. Um, I would, I mean, a lot of this music is made to be played live, so I kind of miss that aspect of it. But I'm kind of getting used to releasing music without touring.
I know some states like Texas and Mississippi are opening up fully. Do you feel comfortable enough to start playing shows where you can right now?
Well, Foreigner has shows booked in Florida at the end of May, and Florida's fairly opened up. Um, well, I mean, basically with Foreigner, we're not going to go out there until we're all vaccinated, so we're all working on that right now. And I, as long as they take the proper precautions, I'm okay with it. But I wouldn't be comfortable just going out and doing a regular show now. No, I think that would be asking for trouble.
You know, I was a photographer at your show with Foreigner for your the 40th anniversary tour when you played at Art Park. Check these pictures out. I took these of you if you want to see them.
Oh, gotta get the glasses. Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I took, and here's my second one.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Nice. Nice. So that was 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
Well, how old were you then?
I was 7. I think I was 7 actually. 7.
Wow. Wow. So you're 11?
No, I'm
10.
actually 9. I'm doing this and I'm 9.
Oh, wow. Oh,
I'm
wow.
turning 10 next month,
Well,
April 5th.
congratulations. That's awesome, man.
Thank
That's
you.
great. I love that.
If you want, I can sign them and send them to you if you want to. If you want to do that.
Well, if you like, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, I have 8 billion pictures, but thank you.
The thing that drew me off during your 40th anniversary show, you guys graduated Tom for being in the band for 28 years, and was the longest member in the Foreigner band. Has been the longest member.
Besides Mick Jones, yes.
Mick didn't play that day.
Right, right. Mick doesn't do all shows with us. So when he's not playing, Tom is Thom is. However, Thom is actually going to be leaving the band. He's had some experiences. I mean, he's ready to get off the road at some point. So maybe then I'll be the longest serving member.
Finally, the old one.
Yeah.
So you guys really prove that it's all about the music, and bands can carry on when members retire. You know.
I think we can. It is really all about the music, and especially with Foreigner. Foreigner was never any kind of an image band at all. So, and that's actually worked to our advantage now, in these later years where we can tour, and we can tour without Mick because the music is so strong that it is more about the music than it is about the personnel, and I think that's kind of cool.
Your shows are fantastic, and it's nothing but just a hit song after hit song. With that being said, will Foreigner ever make new music again, or just stick with all those hits?
We are working on new music, and there's songs in the pipeline. I don't see us doing a whole record of new material. I think if we do, we'll do some other kind of package deal or great, some other package like we put out, but we'll add a couple new songs to it, and that's how we'll keep it fresh. But there's really no way we could do a whole album right now, especially now because, I mean, we had this year off, but we were in separate places. So when we get together, we're going to have to hit the road and hit the road hard. So not time for a whole new record, but I think a few new songs will crop up at some point.
When touring starts back, where is your focus going to be?
Um, well, I mean everywhere really. I mean we're gonna start with the States mostly in 21, and in 20. I'm not sure if we're going to Europe in 22 or not. I forget. I think the plan is to try and go to Europe in 22. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get out there. I mean, I think people are gonna be dying to hear live music again. So we're gonna go out there and fill that void.
What I mean is that the End Machine, you might be able to play theaters. That will probably be opening up first.
Well, with you mean with the End Machine?
Yes, yes.
Oh, well, I mean the End Machine. I don't know if we're gonna be able to tour. That's gonna be real rough because Foreigner is gonna be touring so hardcore once we start back. Um, so with the End Machine, we'll try and figure out something, but for now, it's all about just having getting out there with Foreigner and playing as many shows as we can.
With foreigners, it's huge venues with a lot of production. You have Kelly climbing up light rigs. You bring out an entire kids cloyer and all the lights. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we want it. We're there to entertain, so whatever it takes to entertain.
Do you think bands might cut down on production when touring starts back until it's proven that things are really going to get back to normal?
Maybe I could see that, especially because a lot of guarantees have been cut uh, drastically. So bands probably can't. Not many bands can afford a lot of production at this point. And I think plus people are going to be so excited about the music that I don't think they're going to care at first.
Do you think fans will appreciate concerts more when they start back up again?
Yes.
Yes, yes. I notice if you look around, all the people are on their phones or recording the show or talking to their friends. Do you think having something like tours taken away will make them more in the movement once they start again?
I hope so. I hope so. I hope that's something we've all learned is let's appreciate each moment.
Yes, let's appreciate these wonderful people singing for us. So, yeah, you can talk to your friends, but at least, dance a little, feel the
Sure.
rhythm.
Exactly.
Has to be crazy as a musician being told, hey, you know this thing, and you did it for 40 years. Well, you are not allowed to do it no more. Is it like crazy?
It's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. Took some getting used to.
And now, if you say you're playing shows, it's a double-edged sword because half of the people are excited and the other half like, how dare you put on a show right now? It's kind of like that. It's like, oh my god, thank you, B. It's like people. It's like love and hatred. It's like
Mm.
really weird. Really?
Yeah, I think by the time we do the shows in May, I think it'll be relaxed a little bit. Um, and again, the first shows that we're doing are consciously socially distanced shows, so that's all good. Um, so I'm anticipating it being fairly smooth.
It has to. It's a crazy world we live in. Everything just seems like everyone wants to fight and argue about everything. Didn't
Yeah,
you notice that? It's just like
yeah. Well,
nobody.
that's what happens when you have two different versions of reality out there. It's kind of what it's like. It's like people get their information from such drastically different sources that um, it's really it. There isn't one established truth. You know, I always think about like when I was younger, a long time ago to you. You know, we had like Walter Cronkite was this famous newscaster, and he was known to be America's newscaster. Everybody trusted him. Well, there isn't one of those that everybody trusts today.
Do you
It's such a polarized country right now, and polarized world to some extent. But this country is very very polarized, and I think we need a return to true information. Let's stick to the facts, and let's forget about all the ideology, and let's just deal with the realities and truth.
Do you think Don Dokken is upset at you guys for doing End Machine instead of including him and making more Donkin albums?
No, I don't think he is. I mean, you know, he's talked about it before. He's not, and honestly, we actually, when George Lynch and I first started writing the music for this record, we actually called Don because the stuff was sounding very Dokken like, and we called Don, and Don was open for it, and he actually listened to a couple songs and liked it, and then realized that he couldn't do another record as Dokken right now because he's committed to doing his own Dokken right now. So no, I don't think he's mad about it. I think he's carrying on doing his record, and he knows that we have to carry on and do our stuff too.
Do you think you guys will be friends again?
Oh, I think we are sure.
How did you become Johnny Cage for Mortal Kombat? How did you become Johnny
I
Cage?
was very very fortunate. At the time, uh, a very dear friend of ours was a voiceover agent, and she's the one. She was working with our daughter. And then she heard me speaking. She said, "You know, you might be good at voiceovers too." And I said, "I'd love to do that." So she actually arranged for me to get the audition, and I got it. And it was great, and I had a wonderful time. But unfortunately, she passed away after that, and I kind of lost my connection. So it's kind of a tragic thing there.
You've been in a lot of bands and played with some really famous people. What's your favorite band to work with?
Wow, that's that's so hard to say. I mean, you know, I will say that my chemistry with George has been the most consistent and the longest connection in my career. You know, he and I can do almost anything together, and we're comfortable. So um, that's probably my longest serving musical connection. But I mean, my God, I've worked with so many great people, and I really wouldn't think of it as favorites. I would think of them all as different. They're all like, you know, it's like if you had a bunch of children, you don't pick out a favorite. Each one is their own person. So um, I just I value all the relationships I've had musically. They've been such an education for me, and I've developed great friendships out of it. And really, my passion in life is music. So I just spend more time being grateful than I do in evaluating who I like better.
What is your favorite memory from playing the show? Do you have any favorites?
Well, the first thing that kind of comes to mind is in 2007, we were able, we there was a show. There was a gentleman by the name of Ahmet Erdogan who was the head of Atlantic Records, and he tragically passed away. And so they decided to hold a tribute concert in his honor. And this is when Led Zeppelin reformed. And then it became a Led Zeppelin show. But we were fortunate enough to open for Led Zeppelin right before they went on. And that night was just so magical. Um, I was a little worried at first, thinking that the crowd was just going to be screaming Led Zeppelin the whole time. But it ended up being actually, they were a great crowd for us, and it was an amazing show for us. And then we got to sit there and watch Led Zeppelin, who really, really delivered that night. It was a powerful, powerful show. It was a once in a lifetime experience, and I'm just so glad I got to experience it.
What is your worst? Do you have any worst?
Oh, if I did, I'd probably put it out of my mind. I don't know, I mean, sometimes you have to play shows when you don't feel so good. Although more often than not, by the time you get up on stage, you at least feel better. So, I guess so. Just collectively, all the shows where I wasn't all the way there, maybe those might be the worst moments.
Out of all the instruments you play, why do you prefer the bass?
I just love the feel of the bass. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. I love the way it sounds. I love to play. When you're playing with other instruments, it's very, very fulfilling. So I guess that's why.
Top three bass players of all time for you, man. Top three.
Top three: Paul McCartney, Chris Squire, James Jamerson.
Good mix. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is next for you?
What is next? Well, like I say, the M Machine, the record's coming out soon. Another single is coming in a couple weeks. A song called "Crack the Sky" came out very, very cool. And then I have a project called Black Swan, with Reb Beach from Winger and Whitesnake, and Robin McCauley, who's the singer for Raiding the Rock Vault and Macaulay Schenker Group, and and Matt Starr is the drummer for that band. Anyways, we're gonna start writing, hopefully next month in April. We're kind of weighing out what's going on everywhere, but it's looking like we're gonna start doing some writing in April, and then in May I hit the road with Foreigner. So there you go.
How did my father start following you?
Well, I'm the real Jeff Pilson on Instagram, and the Jeff Pilson fan page is me on Facebook. Come and write me. Come and contact me. Whatever you want. I do receive email there.
Okay. And they can get all the new music, and they can find about your shows and stuff like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jeff Pilson fan page is great for that.
Well, thank you for being on my show, man.
Thank you, man. Congratulations. I love your initiative. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Proud of you. What's your last name?
Yates.
Yates. Okay. So your name is?
Ramsey Yates III.
Ramsey Yates III. Great name, too.
Thank you.
All right, Ramsey. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Good luck on everything. You're doing something really great here.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
All right.
It was an honor. It was an honor.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Talk to you soon, man. Peace.
Bye-bye. Peace.
Bye-bye.